My wife is a fantastic cook, and lately she's been making a lot of quiches and frittatas, both of which are an egg-based dish. So as a byproduct, we end up with a lot of eggshells. Now, if you're taking the time to watch this video, then you probably already know that eggshells can be a good source of calcium for plants in your garden. And you'll find any number of videos here on YouTube instructing you on how to extract the calcium from the shells using vinegar to make a liquid fertilizer. But that's not what we're going to do. We're going to process the shells into small pieces and put them directly into the garden soil and let them break down naturally over time. Of course, you could just put the shells in the soil just like they are, but large pieces like this take months to break down and become bioavailable. So we're going to process them into smaller, finer particles that will break down more rapidly. So how are we going to do that? The first step is to wash the shells. I like to get that little bit of raw egg that's left in the shell out of there. Don't worry if it's been a few days and it has dried. When it gets in the water, it'll rehydrate and wash right out. Then we're going to bake them. I like to do 400 degrees for 10 minutes. This does two things. First, it kills any salmonella bacteria that might be left on the shells, and secondly, it makes them very brittle and easy to break into small pieces. But how do we get them into really small pieces? You'll see videos that recommend using a small blender or a food processor to do that, and that works great. But where's the fun in that? When I first did this, I had recently returned from a trip to New Mexico, where I visited several ancient ruin sites and saw, among other artifacts, grinding stones. I thought, that's what I need, but of course, I don't have that. So I looked around the house to see what I could find that might work the same way. And here's what I came up with. This is really more of a mortar and pestle technique, but look how well it works. And the handle makes it so easy to manipulate the hammer around and grind up the pieces. Now maybe you don't have a small 2-pound sledgehammer. Maybe you have an 8-pound sledgehammer. This works great also. And it's so heavy that you really don't have to press down. You just guide the hammer around and let it do the work. So you can just keep going over and over the shells to grind these into finer and finer particles. So that was 96 eggshells. And after several minutes of grinding, here's the yield. About 2.5 cups of ground eggshells that you could use to amend your garden soil with. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button so that YouTube will recommend it to other viewers. And if you like this type of content, please consider subscribing. But I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon in another video.